crafters, this is Georgia with Creative Moments by G. So happy you could stop by today. We have a treat for you. In fact, it's a treat box. We are creating a treat box that you can take to the Valentine party. Is this cute? And wait till you see what's on the inside. But we are going to use the heartfelt stamp set from Stampin' Up! Today. So let's head down to the crafting table and let's get started. Okay, the first thing you need to do is you need to cut you the top piece of paper for you, the top of your box, and also the bottom piece. And those are simply going to be 7 by 7 inch squares. And we're going to make our box black because we're going to use some designer series paper, right, to cover it. So when you cut your paper 7 by 7, on one of them, which will be the bottom, you are going to score at 3/4 of an inch all the way around, 3/4 of an inch. Then on your next piece of paper that you cut 7 by 7, you are going to score it 11/16. And where that is on your scoreboard, it's super easy to find. You just need to go 1 mark before 3/4. Because remember, on the base, you did 3/4 all the way around. You scored it. On the top part, put it in your trimmer and 1 mark before 3/4, score it all the way around. And that equals 11/16. So if you don't like to count by 16ths, just put it 1 mark before 3/4. And there you have it. Now, before we place any cuts on this, we're going to go ahead and crease our paper. So we're just going to use our bone folder and crease each side. And you want a nice crisp crease, right? And go ahead and do it on your other piece of paper too. Now, what you need to do on your paper is you're just going to cut up right here, this little piece right there, just right to the horizontal score line. And on the other end as well. And now flip it over and do the same thing. Cut up right to the score line. Okay, there you have that. And what you might want to do, what I did on my paper, is I put a B, just in pencil, you won't see it, for bottom, and a T for the top, because you're going to decorate the top one, but not the bottom, right? And they look very similar. They're very, very close. So that's what I did. So let's go ahead and just cut in on our other piece of paper. And this is so pretty, so easy, but really would make a nice little hostess gift if you wanted to take something to a Valentine party you were going to. So what I recommend is that you go ahead and use a tape runner, but you can use anything that you want. And I just put it on the little tabs, just like this. And when you put it on your silicone mat, it doesn't matter because look, it just balls up, right? And you can just get rid of it. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that you have it. Just turn it in on each one. And there we have it. Now, this is going to be the top. And now here's the bottom. And we want to make sure and take a tape runner and just get all the little edges. Such a pretty box and so easy to make. And once again, you just make sure you get it nice and square. Okay, and if you need to crease it, bend it in a little bit, do that. And then let's just make sure it fits. Oh, look at that. Perfect fit, right? Just going to take it apart. And what we've decided to do is we're using that Honey Designer Series paper I told you. This is going to be for a male. So we wanted it to have a little masculine look to it, right? So make sure you get it all the way to the edges. We're just going to glue that on top, and we use the wet glue so we can wiggle it if we need to, but we really don't. I think everything's good. Now what we used is we just got our rectangle stitch dies. Can you see that? See how it leaves a little mark? Isn't that cute? So we just used the nesting ones. We used this size, and then we didn't use the next size because we wanted to create kind of like a border. And so we used the smaller 2 sizes down, and we are going to stamp our message, and we know our message needs to be about right here because of where we're going to place our hearts. So I'm going to go ahead and use, what does this say? Being friends is better than eating candy, but let's do that too, right? Oh, they have some of the cutest sayings, don't they? I like it. So we're just going to get it stamped up. I'm going to hold it down and make sure it stamps. Oh, perfect. Really, their stamps just are so clear. I just love them. We're just going to hold it down for good contact. There we have it. Okay. Now we need to go ahead and put our little flower. We want to put a little heart that has little petals around it. And we're going to go ahead and put that in the top right-hand corner. That lovely lipstick ink is just beautiful. So what we want to do is now we need to create, or just a band. And so we're going to put our little secret in first, right? Let me show you what we're using. Oh, have you seen this? This is cookie batter. It creates like a little cake, and then we have the topping to go on it. Isn't that cute? So to make ours special, we're just going to lay some tissue in there, and we are going to put our item. And the reason we're putting this in here is because when we do our band, we want to make sure that it fits. We're just going to crease it. Doesn't that make it look more special? Now what we're going to do is we are going to have a heart that we put in here. We're using a doily from the bundle, and we punched out using the Designer Series paper. We just punched it out. Isn't that lovely? So we're going to put a little bit of glue right here. Just glue it down. And then we're just going to put it right there. We're just going to glue it. Isn't that cute? Just put a little bit of glue there and press it down. And now when they open it up, they get another surprise, right? So go ahead and just put that over the top because we want to make sure that this band fits, right? So the way I would recommend you do it, and I want you to notice this. See how this is on the other side? Because this coordinates with this, right? Stampin' Up! Does a really good job of coordinating their paper. So we are just going to eyeball this and make sure both sides have about the same amount. And we're just going to crease it with our finger. And then we're going to crease it again, just right there. Crease it at the bottom with your finger. And then crease it again on the top, just like that. And see, there's a spot right there, but that doesn't matter because we're going to cover that up with our stitched rectangles, right? So we have this one and we have this one. Now, you'll need to put 2 dimensionals right here. Just going to go ahead and take this off. I just like projects that you can make really quickly, but they make a statement, right? I like that. So pretty. So we have our dimensionals there. Now, I'm just going to hold that and make sure Yes, because we're going to put them right in the middle because you don't want this to get stuck, right? So we're going to put them right in the middle, close together, so that they're the width of this, right? They don't go over that. That's important. Okay, just going to take those off. We're going to get this back now. You really have to be careful to make sure you get this exactly where you want it and that it's straight. Okay, there we go. Now we need to set this one up on dimensionals as well. We're going to put a couple on this one so that it doesn't bend in the middle, right? So we're going to go ahead and put 5 on this. Take off the backing. Yeah, okay. Put this right in the center. And now we need to decide where we're going to put our hearts. So we have 2 hearts here. We can put one here, which I think it only needs 1. I think put it up on dimensionals, and I think that'll be pretty. Okay, so let's use some dimensionals to put this up. Okay, and we'll go ahead and take the backing off our dimensionals. I love dimensionals. You know, they give your project such depth and I think such interest, right? It's just not one-dimensional. It just has some depth to it. So we're going to put that, and I think we're going to go ahead and set that up on dimensionals too. Now, this is going to stick over a little bit, so you want to make sure that you keep it on the bottom half. So we're going to put 1 right there. Probably only use 3. And just take that off. And just set it about right there. And look at that. I think any boy would love to receive that, right? And then you open it up and it has that little cookie mix in it with a topping. So pretty. We made this one today. We showed you this one earlier, right? Just lovely. And this uses the Heartfelt Bundle Designer Series paper. So pretty. We also made this one because we are actually having a little party and we're giving them as hostess gifts. Isn't that beautiful? From the heart. And then we did one just a little different. You are going to love this. It doesn't always have to be a Valentine box, right? Look at this beautiful, beautiful box. Isn't that pretty? Sending well wishes your way. These are all stamps, die cuts that you can get either in the mini catalog or using Celebration. You get the paper, I believe, if you place an order of $50. Aren't they just beautiful? What do you think about those? I love those little boxes. They are so cute and they make such a statement. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. We had so much fun creating these boxes, didn't we? We hope you go out and have a great day. And if you enjoyed this and you were inspired a little bit, please give us a thumbs up. We would appreciate it so much. Thank you. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do so. Well, thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.